If you feel like you haven't been able to get a definitive answer about your symptoms, listen up. Today we're revealing the best ways you can prevent a misdiagnosis. There's no real test for our next condition. It's known as fibromyalgia. It's usually diagnosed by ruling out other diseases. The American College of Rheumatology defines it as having a history of widespread pain for at least 3 months, both sides of the body. And we have a diagram. There are actually 18 trigger points, both on the front and the back. And if you have at least 11 of these trigger points, then the diagnosis of fibromyalgia can be made. Well, over 5 million individuals have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. It's a diagnosis that is recognized by most doctors. However, there is still serious debate about its validity from some folks. Dr. Norton Hadler, he's author of Worried Sick, has some controversial opinions.
Everybody with the label fibromyalgia is waiting for that magical moment when the disease is defined and the cure is designed. The label gives you something to Google. No test is available to make this diagnosis. The diagnosis is a rallying cry for camaraderie. Nothing has actually moved this population of suffering individuals toward a state in life where they can look you in the eye and say, I'm really better. And actually, I fault the FDA for its willingness to license drugs when there's so little benefit. I think we do a lot more harm than we do good. We're not treating a neurological disease. We're treating a bad idea. And we're treating it with drugs that don't work for a bad idea at all.
Before getting diagnosed with fibromyalgia, Lynne saw over 30 doctors, even checked herself into a mental institution due to her frustration. She's here with us today. Welcome to the show, Lynne. Thanks for being here with us. Obviously, Dr. Hadler has certain comments. How do you feel hearing something like that from Dr. Hadler?
Well, I thought doctors took an oath to help patients, and all I can say is that that hurts patients every single day. I've had this illness for over 20 years, and I'm tired of debating it. My pain is real, and there are millions of doctors out there that do believe in this all over the world. I've talked to them, and they know what it's like to feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck every single day.
But just to play devil's advocate, Dr. Hadler's point is not in any way, shape, or form that you don't have pain or that patients who have been given the diagnosis of fibromyalgia don't have pain. I think his anger is towards the actual labeling, the diagnosis of fibromyalgia. There is no doctor that I know of who would dispute that their patient is in real pain.
The thing that was so frustrating was every doctor said I was just stressed or that it was imagined, and I stopped believing in myself. I had been an executive in an advertising agency. I had a master's degree. I was somebody who was smart and intelligent and capable of knowing what was wrong with me, but because these doctors questioned me, I started to not believe myself. And I think that's what I get concerned about, is that patients do need a name. They do need to know what they're dealing with, because that helps them to understand that they can eventually get better and that they can find things that are going to help them. And I do think that FDA-approved drugs, they may not be perfect, but they do help a lot of patients.
There are certain alternative therapies that have really worked for certain patients. We have Mao Sheng-Ni. He's a PhD in Chinese medicine with us in the procedure room. He has had great success in treating fibromyalgia patients. And what is the theory, Dr. Mao, in terms of how acupuncture helps in these circumstances?
Well, Dr. Travis, acupuncture can stimulate self-healing. I mean, that's really the whole point of acupuncture. By stimulating certain points here, we can actually deliver more blood to the muscles, therefore reducing inflammation and swelling. We can increase cognitive function as well as helping patients sleep. Now, sleep is one of these related symptoms that really go with fibromyalgia. And when we help patients improve their sleep, the pain goes away or reduces drastically.
Now, how often might you do treatments?
We might start, depending on the severity of the patient, we might start with once a week or more severely twice a week, and we might do that for a month, 6 weeks, reevaluate, and then we may taper down the treatment frequency as patients receive relief.
And you actually have an acupuncture doll there behind you.
Yes, this is Oscar. This is the name that the students at Yosan University names him. And as you can see, there are lines crisscrossing the body. These are called acupuncture meridians, and along these lines there are acupoints. And now, keep in mind, this is a 2,000-year-old science. These lines and points have not changed for 2,000 years, and each one of these points will activate and change a body's function. So, for example, if you have a headache, we can actually stimulate the point here in the hand in order to relieve the pain, because as you can see, the meridian travels up into the head area.
Deborah, your patient, how long, Deborah, have you been getting acupuncture?
Oh, since 2004 with Dr. Mel.
Has it helped you?
I go weekly. Oh, amazing. No pain. I mean, he's changed my life. I feel like a completely different human being.
Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. Dr. Mel's book is called Second Spring. If you're interested in his Eastern medicine techniques, I urge you to check it out. And that leads me to our next tip on our checklist is use alternative therapies, but stick to the alternative therapies that are proven to be effective, the key word being proven. And so many ways to tackle problems when it comes to medicine, but it is an entire approach to healthy living. Modern treatments, alternative treatments.
Make sure, as long as it's not harmful and not expensive, you know, it's worth a try.
Yeah, if someone touts a treatment to you that, oh, it costs $20,000, say, show me the data.
You better make sure it's proven.
Show me the data. Coming up, show me the